You're listening to Frankie C. Sports on Northeast Streaming Sports. You're listening to Frankie C. Sports on Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's going on, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to Frankie C. Sports, our Friday edition Top 5 Sports Show with myself and with me always, my boy, Jay McLovin. Jay, how you doing today on this beautiful Friday afternoon?
I was doing good, but my bracket's getting busted. So I started good, and I'm finishing kind of sad, unfortunately. but I'm hoping it's going to get better as that goes on.
Right. We got a special show for you guys tonight. Normally here on Top 5 Sports Show, we'd like to discuss the top 5 athletes and sports and everything like that. But like we said last week, we're going to switch it up for you guys, and we're going to give you guys all sports since we got a lot of things running down. We got the NFL free agency went down on Wednesday afternoon, which, by the way, Jay, I want to say happy new league year, brother. Happy new league year. We are here in the NFL season of 2021. Are you excited and ready for this year?
Hell yeah, man. I've been waiting for this. You know, last year was so bad for me and the Cowboys that I just want to kind of wash that taste out of my mouth and pray to God something better happens than last year, because the NFC East was a very rough division for everybody. And, yeah, man, I'm ready, man. I pray to God we got a better team than we did last year, because it was rough not having Dak Prescott for most of the year, obviously due to that knee injury he sustained, you know. So, yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm rejuvenated.
Right,
I know you are with your Patriots and all those damn signings that they done signed up half the damn free agent market. So,
yes, I'm excited. I was upset about the Cam Newton re-sign, but now that I see that we got so many weapons and so many great talents for Cam Newton, I have so much high hopes for Cam Newton. I know he can do great things with this weapon and our offensive line. Since we re-signed David Andrews, man, we have a really great offensive line. We lost Joe Thuney, but we have a really great offensive line now. And I think we're going to be outstanding, protecting Cam Newton, protecting the run game. It's going to be a great season. I can't wait. I just, we're getting excited way too early. We still got the draft to wait for and everything like that. So, but
of course,
we're gonna save that for another time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start it off today with a little quick thing. Jay wants to talk about a certain basketball player he wants to give a shout out to. Jay, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, with the draft that went down on the NBA, with Anthony Edwards going 1, Melo, I believe, went number 2 to Charlotte. People were, saying Melo probably should have gone 1 to Minnesota instead of Anthony Edwards. There's like a lot of controversy there. Not that Melo's playing bad, because Melo's actually playing pretty good. But I think Anthony Edwards is actually, starting to really blossom and come to his own. The guy's averaging, I think the last 5 or 6 trips out, he's been averaging around 30 or 39 points a game. So he's really starting to take off and show why they took him number 1. So he scored last night. He scored 40 points, and he is only the 3rd youngest player to ever do that at 19 years of age. The first 2 were Braun and Durant. So obviously he's in good company. And I just want to say shout out to Anthony Edwards and Minnesota. I think he picked the right guy.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. Anthony Edwards is a great pick, but just to correct you for a minute. LaMelo Ball went 3rd. Golden State had the 2nd pick, and that's when they got James. They had picked up James Wiseman, the center.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's true.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, congratulations to Anthony Edwards as a rookie. You're doing really, really great things, and you're going to do great things in the future to come in the sports of the NBA. Our really first topic that we really want to get into, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what we're first going to get into is UFC for a moment. We're going to acknowledge the retirement of Khabib, who officially announced his retirement yesterday with Dana White. He posted up a picture and everything like that, and he announced the retirement of the great Khabib. I can't say his last name. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it because I don't want to make myself sound foolish on a live stream. But I'm just gonna say Khabib. finishing off at a 29-0 record, and also finishing with the light heavyweight title, which is now vacant. And you know, I've seen a couple of his fights, and the man is an outstanding fighter. We're never going to see a great fighter just like Khabib again. He did great things in the sport of the UFC. But I know, Jay, you are a huge Khabib fan. You talked a lot about Khabib last week when we discussed the top 5 UFC fighters of all time. You put Khabib at number 1. Go ahead and give your thoughts on Khabib's retirement and everything like that.
Yeah, so Dana White was really kind of hoping that Khabib would change his mind, and he met with him like 3 times just to make sure that Khabib really wanted to actually retire. And I think Dana White was actually really sad to see that Khabib, left the lightweight division and wanted to retire. But honestly, I think at the end of the day, I'm glad that Khabib did it now rather than prolong it even further, because now it gives, I believe, the upcoming match for the title is going to be Chandler versus Oliveira for the title. So it gives that division a chance to get a new crown and move on from the Khabib era. But man, I'm not ready for that. That guy's young. He had, he's got 29-0 record, like your son says, and he was just tearing it up. But I guess if he goes out on top, hey, that's not bad either. But man, I wasn't ready for the Khabib era to come to an end. I really kind of wanted to see Khabib and Conor McGregor go at it one more time. But truthfully, I think Conor, as his last fight, really got his butt tore up and stuff. So I guess Conor's kind of gone down by the wayside. I don't think Conor's the same Conor he used to be. So I don't think there's anybody out there that really can honestly can truthfully touch Khabib. I think he's just kind of like in a league all his own.
Right. Yeah, I'm thankful for Khabib and the UFC. Just being able to watch him and his fights was great. Like I said, we're never going to see another Khabib again. But ladies and gentlemen, we're really going to talk about is what is going underway right now, and that is your NCAA March Madness. I know that Jay has filled out a March Madness bracket. You heard him earlier. He said now his bracket is all messed up. Just for those of you who are watching, we had a huge. I thought you were going to do it. We had a huge upset today, where Ohio State, the second-ranked team, lost to the 15th ranked team, and what was there? Or Roberts, I believe it was.
Yeah. Absolutely. I should have known not to ever bet against a school that's named after Oral Roberts. I mean, that's just biblical, I think, at this point, So, and luckily, I put BYU as winning their first game out against, I believe they're going up against UCLA. No, they're going up against, I think, Mount St. Mary's, I think. Either way, I got BYU winning it because I just don't want to go against God or the Mormon church, because there's a lot of Mormons, and I just want to kind of stay on the right side of that. So I'm giving BYU the nod. But I really should have gone with Oral Roberts. I didn't. I went with Ohio State, and Ohio just, man, it was a good game, but man, Ohio they just couldn't stop them defensively. And Oral Roberts was just shooting the 3-ball like lights out, and that 3-ball just killed them. Just like this Tennessee game, where Tennessee, I believe, they just lost to who did Tennessee lose to? Oregon. And Oregon was just putting up the 3-ball, and Tennessee just had no answer for the 3-ball. And so Tennessee and Ohio are in that same boat where they're not playing bad, but they're just getting beat by the 3-ball. And Oral Roberts was just they're a very explosive, high octane offensive team, and Ohio just couldn't stop it.
Yeah, I was actually watching that game. It was actually a great game. It went into overtime. Both teams actually did fantastic. Ohio State actually fought to the very end, and Oral Roberts just walked away with a really great victory and moving on to the very next round. I do have I'm sorry, I don't mean to take us off our March Madness topic, but I just got an update that the Packers 5-year starting guard Lane Taylor visited with the 49ers today. Mostly as a medical check in 5 months off of an ACL tear. So he might be soon going to the 49ers. But but that was just an
That's
update.
interesting.
For those of you who are watching, I have now signed up with Twitter. I am with Twitter now, so for those of you who have Twitter, you can follow me at Frankie C Sports on Twitter. I do get all the updates now, because I got Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and everything like that. So every time they tweet something, I get it on my phone, so I'll be able to have updated news all the time. But let's get back to March Madness. March Madness did start yesterday with a couple. I think it was what is it called again, Jay?
What are you saying?
The first four yesterday started it. Yesterday started the first four for the March Madness bracket. Texas Southern beat.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was well. You had was North Texas Appalachian State, or no, it's Norfolk. I apologize. Norfolk versus Appalachian State, and then we had Wichita versus Drake, and then we had MSU versus UCLA, and I believe there was one other one. I believe that was Mount St. Mary's versus Texas Southern or something like that.
Right. Yep.
So those were pretty much your NIT preliminaries to see who was going to get into the March Madness, and I think the biggest one there was Shaw picked out Wichita, and I was like, man, Wichita ain't going to win that thing, and sure enough, they did, and Drake won it. And the Mount St. Mary's, they won their game.
They won it by. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. They actually won it by 1 point. It looked like it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. The only one I didn't catch, and I don't know if you caught it, I didn't get the I think did Michigan beat UCLA, or was UCLA beat Michigan?
UCLA beat Michigan 86-80.
Okay. So that's what. So yeah, so UCLA is going to go up against BYU in the next round. Oh no, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah, in the next round, BYU will go up against those guys. So that's going to be in that bracket. And I tell you what, BYU is looking really good, man. I think they're going to win that game. Obviously, I think they'll beat UCLA, but not a problem. I think that the Texas game is going to give them some fits, because Texas is playing really, really good basketball right now. Though, what do you think about Texas? And how do you feel about them?
I think Texas is going to be pretty good. I've been watching them play, and I think in order to move on and beat the best, you have to play really great and smart basketball, and I think Texas can do that. But I in my theory, I think Gonzaga's got a really strong chance at making it all the way. They're a really great team this year.
Matter of fact, my final game, I got in the finals. I got Gonzaga versus Illinois. So, well, we'll see. Illinois looked pretty good today. They just blew the competition out the water today. So I think they played Drexel or something like that, and they just blew them out of the water. I mean, it was like Drexel shouldn't even showed up in that game. But I got really have Illinois and Baylor in my Final Four on that side of the bracket. But and as good as Baylor is, I just think the Fighting Illini are going to take that game and go take on Gonzaga. But like you said, man, I feel like Gonzaga is just going to win the whole thing. I don't know if anybody really truly can stop them. I would have really liked to have seen Baylor go up against Gonzaga at the beginning of the season, but that game, obviously because of COVID, was canceled, just to get a barometer reading for how that was going to play out in March Madness. You know what I mean? But we didn't get to see that game, unfortunately.
Right. So we had some games today for March Madness that went down that are currently over. First seed Illinois beat Drexel 78-49. They move on. Baylor beat Hartford 79-55. Oral Roberts with the upset over Ohio State 75-72 in overtime. Arkansas beat Colgate 85-68. Loyola Chicago beat Georgia Tech 71-60. Texas Tech beat Utah State 65-53. Florida beat Virginia Tech 75-70, which was a great game. I was watching that game as well.
Yeah, it was.
Oregon State pulled an upset over Tennessee 70-56. And And the games that are currently going down right now, which is what I'm watching Wisconsin versus North Carolina. We have Cleveland State versus Houston that just started, and we have Liberty versus Oklahoma State, which Liberty is on top 28-24 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Both North Carolina and Wisconsin's game, or both the North Carolina versus Wisconsin, that game just started. And like Jay said, the game that he's watching, the Cleveland State versus Houston game, that game also just started. We have many more games to come. Starting at like 7:25, we got North Texas versus Peru. Peru sitting in the 4th seed. We got Rutgers. I can't say their name right. That's really rough. Rutgers versus Clemson. We got Syracuse versus San Diego State. For all you Syracuse fan, I'm a Syracuse fan. I like Syracuse. I also like Duke, but Duke is not Duke anymore. But I like Syracuse because in the New York area. But Syracuse is on CBS at 9:40. We're playing San Diego State. Hopefully, we can pull an upset on that one. Morehead State is going up against West Virginia tonight. And you got Winthrop versus Villanova tonight, which I did say Villanova was probably going to go all the way as well to go and face Gonzaga. But let's wait and see.
I really feel like I feel like Houston's going to do well, man. I think I don't know about you feel about Houston, but right now they're the number 2 seed, I believe, out there in the Midwest. But I feel like they're going to do well. I mean, obviously, at some point, I believe Houston will meet up with Illinois. That's my prediction. I might be wrong, but I feel like Illinois and Houston are going to meet up, and I think Houston's playing some really good basketball right now. West Virginia, like you said, man, good Lord, West Virginia's looking really good too. So, as a matter of fact, I got West Virginia versus Houston in the Sweet 16. So, we'll see how that goes. But, man, that Ohio game really kind of threw my bracket out the window, man. I had Ohio going up against Arkansas. Of course, that's not going to happen. So, Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
Oral Roberts. I can't believe that Oral Roberts won that game. I should have picked that damn team.
Yeah, you never know. You always got to go for that Cinderella upset. Right now in the next round, we have Baylor, who's waiting to see who wins between Wisconsin and North Carolina. We have Texas Tech that's facing Arkansas in the next round. Florida's facing Oral Roberts in the next round. And we have Illinois versus Loyola Chicago in the next round. And then Oregon State is waiting for the winner between Oklahoma State and Liberty. That is going on right now. Like I said, all the other games are later on tonight. And for those of you who are watching, you can get all your latest updates on ESPN and everything like that for your updated March Madness bracket. Jay, talk to me about your bracket, man. What are you looking like, brother?
So I've lost 3 games right now. I lost the North Texas Purdue. I lost that game. I picked Purdue on that one. I lost the Utah game versus Texas Tech. I knew I should never have gone against Texas Tech, man, but damn it. I just had Utah State was for some reason was speaking to me, and I went that.
What is wrong with you, Jay? You a Texas man, brother. You a Texas man. The city.
There's gonna be people hating me right now in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go home at this point. But
yeah. Your family don't even want you home. Your family said don't even come back to the state of Texas.
and then of course, golly, no, actually, I apologize. I lost 4 games. I lost 4 games today because I picked Ohio over Oral Roberts, and obviously Oral Roberts won that game. And then I picked Tennessee over Oregon. I picked Tennessee over Oregon, and of course, Tennessee lost big time. They lost big. They got their butts kicked.
Rip it up.
But those are the only. So those are the 4 games I lost today. I won the other ones, I won the NIT ones. I won all the NIT ones, but yeah, I missed those 4 games, and honestly, out of those 4 games, 2 of them I really see. I mean, I see the Utah State. Okay, I see that. But I don't see I don't, and I can see Oregon over Tennessee. Okay, because they were. But the one game that really surprised me was the Oral Roberts one. I think that's the one that kind of bit me and made me feel a certain kind of way, man. Because I really just thought Ohio was going to come out and play well. And Liddell, he came out, he played well, man. But he got hurt, and of course, he was hobbling, and he just didn't look right. So. It is what it is, but yeah. So now we're gonna keep moving, and I still feel good about for the most part of my bracket. So we'll see where we go from there.
We got a comment here. Nathan says, "Sweet beard, brother. Good to see you."
Hey, what's up, Nathan? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, I know that guy. That's one of my boys. Yeah.
I think you should just rip your bracket up. You should just rip your bracket up. It's over.
I'm not gonna do it. Not on 4 games, because right now Shaw lost 2. I think Shaw lost 2, or maybe he may have lost 3. He's either lost 2 or 3. So I still feel like I feel like I'm in good company right now, still within the unscripted family. If you had your bracket, I could compare it against yours, but you didn't do your bracket this year.
I really didn't. I was late on it. I just been really busy, man. I've been really, really busy this week with home and stuff like that. It's been really crazy, and I was really late. And then I was thinking to myself, when did March Madness start? And I seen the games yesterday, but they said that it was the first 4. So I didn't even think to mind that, it was an important, or even if it was a March Madness thing. I thought it was like the last game of like the college games or whatever like that.
Right.
But then I seen that it was starting today. All the games started early today, and I'm like, well, I'm late. There's no point in me making a bracket. I might as well, host a show with people that have a bracket, and we could talk about your bracket. And
now the games that I do have Houston, like I said, I got Houston winning that game. What was the other game that we said was coming on right now? You said it was the Wisconsin game. I got Wisconsin.
That's the game I'm watching right now. Wisconsin versus North Carolina. Wisconsin's up 13-7 in the first quarter.
I picked Wisconsin in that game. The game that I'm really mostly concerned with, I think, is the Villanova and Winthrop game. Winthrop, is it Winthrop? That's how you say it. So I got Villanova winning that game, but I'm kind of second guessing myself, because I think that Winthrop might be another upset.
Winthrop, one of those.
But I think that could be another upset. I don't know, man. I'm getting a bad feeling, but I'm staying with Villanova. I picked it. I'm not going to go back on it. So
this is what confuses me with the college basketball. Villanova is 16-6, and they're in the fifth seed, with Winthrop, who is 23-1, and they're ranked. They're in the 12th seed. That's confusing to me.
But I think it could be like, I think it's like football. Strength of schedule, stuff like that too. I think they take a lot of things into consideration when they're setting up the ranking systems. I mean, that's my best guess on it. But honestly, when you go into the tournament, it doesn't really matter what your rank is. Everybody's equal. So even if they want to rank you number 1 or number 6, you still got to play all the same games.
Right.
So if I go in that rank number 15, well, hell, if I win the whole damn thing, well, I look like a damn genius. So it almost has more of an impact if a 15 seed wins the whole thing. And it's all in your hands. You can win. Anybody can win. As you saw today, Ohio lost to Oral Roberts. So Oral Roberts is going to look like a bunch of geniuses.
Yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy. I just want to. I'm gonna definitely watch the San Diego State Syracuse game. I think it's on after this. I'm not 100% sure.
Your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's definitely it's on after this game. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I want to see Syracuse upset San Diego State and move on to the next round. I have a lot of confidence in Syracuse.
Shaw picked North Carolina Tar Heels over the Badgers. So I really, really, really want Wisconsin to win this game just so I can get back one on them. And they're closely ranked, so it should be a good game. I think the game you're watching should be a very competitive game. And I was wrong. I said North Texas.
Wait, I'm excited.
Actually, I think the North Texas game is going on right now with Purdue. So I don't think they haven't played that game yet, have they? Actually, I guess it's just. I think it just came on.
Yes, it just came on. Peru is up. North Texas. They're 3-0 right now. That game just started.
For some reason, in my mind, I had Purdue already. I thought that game had already played. So anyway, long story short, we'll see. I got Purdue winning that one. Well, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, North Texas doesn't pull an upset on me again. But I think Big Shaw went with North Texas on that one. So I'm trying to get some ground back on him, but so I can get back into this lineup. So we'll see what happens.
Who did you pick between Liberty and Oklahoma State?
Oh, I went Oklahoma State, and I don't is that game on right now too?
They're at halftime right now. Liberty's up 30-27.
30-27 at the half. Man.
Yep, Liberty's up 30-27 at halftime.
I need Liberty to lose this game because Shaw picked that one.
Only Jay.
Shaw's our bigger competition, man. So I definitely need Liberty to lose this game today. We'll see.
What does this tell you?
Yeah.
What does this tell you? If your bracket is ruined by the end of tonight, what did this tell you about NCAA basketball? Like, are you does it mean like you done? You shouldn't pick any teams anymore?
I don't know about that, man.
Should you watch more college basketball, Jay?
And you know what? I know why you say that because I put that in the group chat today. I said, man, I need to learn. I need to start. I really just kind of started getting into college basketball this year, so I'm really kind of behind the power curve when it comes to Big Shaw and I guess yourself and Logan. I think y'all kind of got the edge on me with that one. I just kind of got into that. So, but I think for my first time out, with the handful of games I have watched, I think I'm doing pretty good. For the handful of games I don't think I'm doing necessarily bad. So I'm gonna let you know. At the end of this whole tournament, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look at.
I think Jay had technical difficulty. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on. But Jay's having some technical difficulties. Hold on. Give him a second. He'll be right back. We'll take him off for a minute. But yeah, Liberty right now is at halftime, 30-27 over Oklahoma State. Oh, he's back. What's going on, Jay?
Yeah, that's what happens when you're in a hotel room and you got to do that crappy Wi-Fi on the road.
Nah, it's okay. But yeah, what were you talking about? Your March Madness with Big Shaw.
Okay, come on now. Come on.
I hear you.
Please get my internet back. Thank you. I feel like I gotta pray for good internet here.
You're good.
I'm telling you, man. I'm praying. It's like I feel like if I breathe on my computer the wrong way, the Wi-Fi is gonna crap out on me, man. So I'm trying not to shake the table or do anything crazy, so this Wi-Fi will stick with me. But no, yeah. So we'll see, man. Right now, I just hope that Liberty will lose today's game, and that hopefully will put me back into contention with Big.
Yeah, guys, Jay's on the road and he's having some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi. He right now in his March Madness bracket, he's going up against one of our good friends, Jay Big Shaw from the Big Shaw Sports Podcast. Jay, are you okay? You got you good now?
I don't know. If the Marriott can get some better internet service, I think I'll be okay. But right now, I think I'm doing all right. Let's continue on. So yeah, what is your biggest game that you want to see tonight? In your terms?
The biggest game I actually do want to see tonight. Like I said, I want to see Syracuse versus San Diego State. I feel that San Diego State is going to lose to Syracuse and in a really good way. And then I want to see Villanova versus Winthrop. Winthrop is number 12 seed and Villanova is number 5. And the record wise is different. Winthrop is 23-1. Villanova, I'm looking at it right now, they're 16-6. I feel like that's going to be an upset as well. We all know, like you said earlier, if Villanova loses tonight, I'm pretty sure this is gonna mess up everybody's bracket
Oh,
around the world, not
absolutely.
just in the or definitely around the world. But I feel that if Villanova loses tonight, everybody should just rip up their bracket, because we all know that everybody chose Villanova to go all the way and represent the finals.
Yeah, you know what? I think the game that I'm most curious about, and that's only because it was kind of my upset. This was my Cinderella game of the week. Was I took St. Bonaventure over LSU, and everybody else, Big Sean, all them went with LSU, and I'm really hoping that St. Bonaventure can pull that game out, just so I can rub it in their faces and be like, I told you so. Because they've been killing me on the other game.
What did LSU play tomorrow, right? Yeah,
No,
they play tomorrow
Yeah,
at
they
1:45.
play. Yeah, I don't think they play tonight. It probably is a tomorrow game. Yeah, I think that is a tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that game now that you told me. I'm gonna be watching that game. I can't wait, because if LSU loses, I'm definitely gonna hop on the chat room, and it's gonna get crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And also I do think that that Rutgers Clemson game should be pretty good. Rutgers always puts up a pretty decent team. It seems like even though they're ranked like number 10, I think Clemson's 7. I think they're going to give Clemson a really good run for their money. And Rutgers, you can never look past Rutgers. I think that's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a very close game with Clemson and Rutgers. I really believe that.
Yeah. That's a good theory too. I could see that happening as well. Right.
Mm-hmm.
One more final update for you guys' score real quick. Liberty at Oklahoma State are right now at halftime, 30-27. Liberty's on top. Wisconsin and North Carolina are tied in the first quarter with 10:19 left. They're all tied up at 16. What other games are going on? Cleveland State is down 8-11 against Houston. That's in the first quarter with 12 minutes left. North Texas is up 9-6 over Peru in the first quarter with 15:20 left to go. A lot of more basketball games left to come. So if those of you that are not watching any March Madness basketball games, you guys should turn on your TV and start watching, because we've been watching a lot of really good and close games throughout the day of our start of March Madness week, or actually our start of March Madness month. Jay, you got any final words on March Madness before we move on to our next topic?
No. I think we pretty much killed the March Madness thing. I just, like I said, man. Hopefully, I'm like you, man. I got a lot of LSU fans, and I'm really hoping that.
There goes the Wi-Fi connection again.
There we go.
There goes Jay's Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, I know. I really hope that LSU loses that game, just because I have a lot of LSU friends, and like you said, I want to be in that chat room giving them hell. So I'm hoping St. Bonaventure can definitely pull that game out. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. What else we got on the shoe?
Our next topic is none other than the great NFL free agency. I'm excited. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is the one we've been waiting for, man. I've been waiting for it. Free agency started Wednesday at 4 p.m., but for me, it started on Monday morning. Am I so proud of William Bill Belichick? I couldn't be more proud, sir. You are a genius. We all, me and myself, we all doubted you as being one of the greatest GMs of all time, but you proved us wrong. You pulled it out of the bag, and I'm proud of what you did. You are a really great general manager. Let's just wait for the draft. But right now, what you're doing, sir, is really great. I did write down all the things that Bill Belichick did, signing wise and everything like that. So when we get to that topic, I'm gonna throw that out there. But Jay, tell me, what is the biggest surprise in the NFL free agency for you already?
What you say? You really making me want to watch the March Madness. My girl. Yes, Frankie Davey put it out there, man. Killing it tonight. No, hey, listen, my biggest one that I think that I really want to see, or that I have seen that I think the biggest one is I think that Van Noy, for me right now is probably my biggest or not big surprise, but I think it's the biggest sign. Juju Smith-Schuster's another one, but that's for a whole other reason, and we'll get to that topic in a minute. But Van Noy, I think, really shores up the Patriots linebacking core along with Judon and Hightower. So they're really building a good front seven, and I think he's a perfect complement for that. And I think they got Mills that's helped shore up that secondary. But bringing Van Noy back to where he got his first 3 championships, or whatever with Tom Brady. I think that's a big signing for those guys, trying to rebuild that defense. They had a really hard time stopping the run last year. And I think that, with the D-line that they put on there as well, and I can't remember his name offhand, but they brought in a big defensive lineman. I think his name's Martavius Adams from Green Bay.
Yeah.
I believe with Adams and
Jay,
those guys.
Don't worry about who we signed, brother. I'm going to tell you the names in a minute. Just go ahead and tell me.
Hey, listen, I got to live vicariously through you right now because my Cowboys, they're not picking anybody. We had some very, very pedestrian-like free agent signings, nothing to really write home about. So I have to live vicariously through you because, Big Money Bill over there is really spending the money. Obviously, his 2 tight ends that he brought in was another big move, obviously, and they call that the Detroit. Anybody knows Bill Parcells said that offense, that 2 tight end set is called Detroit. He named it Detroit for his time when he was coaching in Detroit, and he called it Detroit. So that's also a big one. What's that? Juno? Is it Juno Smith or Smith Juno? Whatever that kid's
Smith,
name is. Him and Hunter Henry. Yeah, Juno Smith and Hunter Henry.
Janu Smith. I can say this now. Get my tight end's name right. His name is Janu Smith. All right, he's gonna go down as one of the greatest tight ends. No, I'm joking.
Well, Frankie, the original plan with New England obviously was supposed to be Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez, and we all know what happened to Aaron Hernandez. So that experiment never really flourished to the 2 tight end set. But I think now with Smith and Henry, he's going to have that chance to really run that true double tight end set. And, and obviously they brought in Aguilar, whatever, that other speedster guy to complement Edelman. I mean, you guys are really putting together a nice offense. I don't know you're going to have to bring in White. You're going to have to re-sign White. But he's a great passing tight end coach. I'm not real big on Hunter Henry. I mean, not Hunter Henry, excuse me. Sonny Michel. I'm not really big on Sonny Michel. I mean, maybe he'll have a breakout year this year. But last year I wasn't really all that big on Sonny Michel. I think Harris had a little bit more room for improvement. But I think Bill, second year, I think Bill will get it right, and I think they'll come out and do well. But they really need to get White under signature so they can have a good passing that Kevin Falk like running back.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I got some breaking news that just went down. The Eagles are signing former Viking safety Anthony Harris on a 1-year, $5 million deal. And also just now, the Seattle Seahawks are re-signing running back Chris Carsons to a 2-year deal worth up to $14.625 million. That just got breaking news just dropped via, I'm going to say this now, via Ian Rappaport.
I'll tell you, man, this is like the year of the 1-year deal. Like this whole free agency is all about the 1-year deal. I guess, we give a bunch of 1 years out, and if it pans out, then we go for the long term. But yeah, man, it's all about the 1-year contract. Everybody's getting on that 1-year contract.
Hold on, give me a second. I apologize. A lot more have went down, but we were talking about March Madness. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Hold on. This was 45 minutes ago. Let me get that out of the way. The Packers 5-year starting guard Lane Taylor. Oh, we already talked about that. The Giants' visit with free agent wide receiver Kenny Golladay has ended for the day and left the building, but the team remains interested. So it says Galladay. It says Kenny Galladay is staying in New York for the night. He left the building, but he's staying in New York. Well, let's hope he ends up with a deal. That's all I'm getting right now. That he is staying in New York overnight. I am getting news. Also, I am getting news that there's no beds for. I don't know how you can't get no beds, but I guess he's yeah. He cannot stay in the Giants facility. Apparently, he was trying to stay in the Giants facility to stay overnight. But they don't have no beds for him to stay in the facility, so he has to stay in the town of New York to see if they're gonna make a deal with him. But the Giants are remaining interested in Kenny Galladay. So hopefully we'll get news soon on free agent, big wide receiver, former Detroit Lion Galladay.
You're trying to tell me that New York has all that damn money and they can't scrounge up a bed or even put him in a hotel room?
What I don't understand is how the Giants they said the Giants had about $2 million in cap space, but they just wasted a shit ton of money on bringing back the defender that they franchise tag. They brought him back on a 4-year deal worth like $60 million. I don't understand how that worked out. And then they're also trying to bring in some. They brought in some wide receivers, but no big name wide receivers. Obviously, like 1-year deal people. But bringing in someone like Galladay, I believe that they're going to waste a certain amount of money on him. They're probably going to keep him for 1 year.
Yeah, that's probably why he left out that building, because he wanted more money than what they're willing to offer, and that's probably why he still stayed another night in New York to see if they'll pony up the money. I
could see them doing like a 2-year deal, probably like six. They're probably gonna give him like 16 mil for 2 years or something like that. And he's probably to me, I think that he's gonna take it. Well, why wouldn't you? You know, if you don't take this deal, what other team is gonna give you a shot? I haven't heard anything on any teams calling Kenny Galladay any soon. I do know that he has a visit with the Giants, and then after the Giants, if he doesn't get any deal done with the Giants, he will be moving forward and visiting with the Eagles tomorrow. But now that I'm getting news that he's staying overnight in New York, I don't know if he's still going to go to the Eagles tomorrow. He do have a meeting with the Eagles tomorrow night. So if he doesn't get a deal by tomorrow in the morning time or by afternoon, we do expect Kenny Galladay to leave New York and head over to Philadelphia and meet with the Eagles.
Somebody's going to give that man his money. He's a good wide receiver. Somebody's going to give that man his money.
Right.
And New York needs a wide receiver. Honestly, they just Golden Tate just they just lost him to free agency, or they let him go, released him. So they need a wide receiver to come in there, and they have no true number one. So they need Galladay. They need to sign Galladay. I mean, for whatever they can get him for, because truthfully, out there in the open market, there's not a whole lot of great wide receivers left out there. I don't believe that will match his talent level.
The Chris Carson deal is a 3-year deal worth $24 million, $24.625 million. So he's with the Eagles, with the Seattle Seahawks another 3 years.
Wow! So he did resign he went back to Seattle. Okay. Wow.
And it was really weird to me because New England brought him in, and we actually had a talk with him, and I thought Bill Belichick was going to sign him. And if we was to sign him, that I knew right there, if we was to sign him, that means James White wasn't coming back. But now that we haven't signed I haven't seen us sign another running back. So we still have time into re-signing James White. I don't know what Bill Belichick's waiting for, but hopefully soon. I do know that James White is getting calls from Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and I'm gonna be really pissed and upset if I see Sweet Feet go to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, hey, listen, Tom's over there just trying to build up that stockpile of weapons so he can get him another Super Bowl.
He's trying to make Tampa Bay the Patriots 2.0.
Hey, he is a Patriot. Tom Brady was the Patriots. Damn it, Bill Belichick, whatever. I get it. But Tom Brady was the freaking Patriots.
No, that is true. That is true.
And rightfully so.
Juju Smith-Schuster, everybody. We all thought that Juju Smith-Schuster was going to go to another team, but surprisingly, he decided to go back and re-sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 1-year, $8 million deal, which to me, I don't understand why. It shows me that he has loyalty with his team and the state and the city of Pittsburgh. But you got teams that you met with, Kansas City, Baltimore, Philly, so much more. They offered you so much more money. I don't know how much, but they said that they offered a shit ton of, excuse my language, a shit ton of money to Juju Smith-Schuster, and instead he turned it all down to stay with Pittsburgh for one more year, giving him just $8 million. Jay, what is your thought on Juju Smith-Schuster staying and returning with Pittsburgh?
I mean, you're right. It does show a ton of loyalty. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. The Eagles, I wouldn't have gone to the Eagles either. The Ravens, that's kind of like a lateral move between, Buffalo. I mean, not about Buffalo, excuse me. Pittsburgh and the Ravens would kind of like been like a lateral move. And the only one that would have been the best move would have been Kansas City. Because you got Patrick Mahomes there, and Patrick Mahomes could do a world of good for Juju Smith-Schuster. I really am surprised that he turned down Kansas City at more money and probably a better team and a better opportunity to win the Super Bowl under Patrick Mahomes' reign versus Ben Roethlisberger's reign. But he went to the loyalty route. I think I think I would have signed with Kansas City, but screen froze. But yeah, I definitely think that was the right way to go. Moving on to other free agency, then they have Fuller, who just went to Miami, and he had Trubisky signed on with Buffalo as a piece. I don't know if I like the Trubisky move, but some people like it. We'll see how it plans out. Drake to Oakland, that really kind of surprised me because I feel like with Josh Jacobs, they really didn't have to sign a back. So I totally think that was not the right. What New England's done with free agency is the best mode out there, and I think with New England, I think we're now they do need a quarterback. I know that Cam Newton's out there, and Cam Newton's doing great things. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think Cam Newton is a long-term solution there. I think he's going to be an average quarterback, probably get them – I don't think he'll get them to the Super Bowl, but I do think he'll get them somewhere in the neighborhood of a Super Bowl. So I would probably put them maybe second round. I think he might make it to the second round. I think they'll probably get a wild card berth, I think, and probably make it to the second round. But I don't see them going all the way. So – with New England, I think they need to draft a quarterback. There's not really anybody in the free agent market other than Alex Smith they could possibly bring in for quarterback competition. So I think they're going to have to go do the draft to bring in a quarterback and most likely trade up to probably with where the Detroit Lions are and possibly bring in somebody into the caliber of Zach Wilson possibly. Mac Jones will be there, but if Mac Jones is available, I would probably take Mac Jones. Hey, here's my side partner coming back into play. I see you got the internet problems.
Sorry about that.
No, I was just talking about. I was just about some of the other free agents. Yeah, I was talking about some of the other free agents that were still on my end.
I'm sorry.
Like you know what? But I think the Juju Smith-Schuster. I think going back to him. I think Kansas City would have been the best move for him. I just think that with Patrick Mahomes, how do you pass up the opportunity to play with Patrick Mahomes? But I get the loyalty route too. They were the ones that drafted him, so I get that point too, Frankie.
I mean, he also gets to go back and play with Big Ben for one more year because maybe he wants to do a Michael Thomas thing. We never know. This can be Big Ben's last year, and we never know. This can be his breakout year. They did make it to the playoffs last year and surprisingly got upset by the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. And maybe they just want to run it back and He didn't want to go nowhere else. He just wanted to come back, show his loyalty, and probably play one more year with Big Ben. Maybe that's why he decided to just sign that 1-year contract instead of signing a multi-year contract.
Yeah, and hopefully for him it pans out. I think Big Ben, this may be, and that's another thing too. So this possibly could be Big Ben's last year. I don't think he's gonna play beyond this year. I really think this is kind of like his farewell tour. So if they don't, if Juju doesn't win a championship this year with Big Ben, so Big Ben retires, who are they gonna bring in to replace him? You know what I'm saying?
They did sign Dwayne Haskins. They did sign Dwayne Haskins, so maybe he's going to learn under Big Ben for 1 year.
Yeah, I hope so too, because Haskins never really got a true shot there with Washington. They kind of just threw him into the fire, and he really didn't have a whole lot of weapons to really deal with. So, and I think that, and for the most part, Haskins' QBR was around 26.2, so he didn't have the greatest quarterback rating on planet Earth. So really, and I think that a lot of that is because Ron Rivera. I don't think Ron Rivera really wanted Haskins as a quarterback. I think he just got the leftovers of what the previous regime gave him under Gruden, and so I think that's why he just never got really a true fair shake. But hopefully, like you said, hopefully he'll learn under Big Ben, and so when he gets the next opportunity, he'll make the most of it.
Well, what I learned was Ron Rivera, when he was head coach in Carolina, during his last game, before his last game was against Washington, when they were called the Washington Redskins. It was against Washington, and after that game, Ron Rivera and Carolina had parted ways. Okay,
right.
And the quarterback that started for Washington, who beat Carolina and Ron Rivera, was Dwayne Haskins. So now Ron Rivera goes over to Washington. And he all the thing goes down, and he makes Dwayne Haskins a starter. And now Dwayne Haskins the starter this year with Ron Rivera as his coach, and he puts him as a starter against Carolina, where Carolina dismantled Dwayne Haskins and the Washington football team. They annihilated them.
They did. No, they absolutely did.
And after that, that's when Ron Rivera went and fired or let go Dwayne Haskins. Now, to me, I think that's a payback type thing,
Yeah, it is, and it sucks, man. I don't think that's the right way to do business. I think that's terrible. In fact, I think that's a terrible way to do business. Unfortunately, though, sometimes in the NFL, that's sometimes emotions ride higher than what the right thing to do is. And so, yeah, you're right. A lot of it is payback driven between what the players do on the field and sometimes even what the coaches do with the players that are going to be on the field. So, but, like I said, Haskins has a fresh start with Pittsburgh, and they want him obviously there, or they wouldn't have brought him in. So at least now he's in a place where he's wanted. He's in a place where he has a true veteran to learn behind. So if he is going to make anything out of his NFL career, this would be the best opportunity for him, and I wish him all the best.
I got full faith in Dwayne Haskins. I think that he's going to do great things learning behind Big Ben. That's why I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, they went and signed Dwayne Haskins before re-signing Big Ben. So that shows me that they want to have faith in Dwayne Haskins, but they want to give him that 1 year to learn behind a veteran quarterback, and who other than the one of the greatest Steelers to ever do it, in Ben Roethlisberger. Right. I mean, he brought him to Super Bowl. Besides Terry Bradshaw is obviously the greatest Steeler quarterback of all time. But next to him has got to be Big Ben. No one else.
Oh no!
What I really want to talk about is my New England Patriots, baby. Let's talk about my New England Patriots now. The Patriots. I got a lot of Boston fans out there. Not really. No, but the Patriots. Bill Belichick is on a crazy spending spree, most in NFL history in spending guaranteed money. We spent already $149.8 million in guaranteed money. Our newest additions to the New England Patriots organization, we have Matthew Judon, former Baltimore Raven, and now a New England Patriot. He's the linebacker. We picked up Jonnu Smith, tight end, former Tennessee Titan, now New England Patriot. We picked up Hunter Henry, tight end, former Charger, now Patriot. We picked up Nelson Aguilar, wide receiver, former Philadelphia Eagle / Las Vegas Raider, now New England Patriot. We also picked up Jalen Mills. He's a safety from Philly. We picked up Davon Goodchick, defensive tackle from Miami. We picked him up on a 1-year deal, 2-year deal. We also picked up Kendrick Bourne, a wide receiver from the 49ers. We brought back Kyle Van Noy from the Miami Dolphins. We picked up Montravius Adams from Green Bay. We also brought back Ted Karras from Miami. He's a center. We brought Henry Anderson in from the New York Jets. Raquan McMillan. He's from, I believe, Green Bay. And we also brought back Trent Brown, right tackle from Oakland. So as you can see, the Patriots, Bill Belichick is on a crazy free agent spree. We have 79 players right now out of the 90-man roster. Before the season started, we all know that the 90-man roster drops down to the 53-man roster. So I'm hoping some of these players are. I don't think that some of these players are going to stay with the New England Patriots. I feel that Bill Belichick is going to mostly give some of these people away or let them go. Some of these people are mainly on a 1-year deal, not worth that much. But as you can see, Bill Belichick is changing the New England Patriots organization, and he's bringing us back to where we used to be with as a playoff team and everything like that. The AFC is just going to be the AFC East itself is just going to be an outstanding. I'm not even going to put down the Jets because Sam Darnold is still a great quarterback. If the Jets can give the man an offensive line to give him time, he's getting the weapons. He's getting the weapons. He's got to get a little bit more weapons, but you need an offensive line to protect you. I feel that he's got a really nice head coach. All right, he's got a nice head coach. We can't say that he's a bad head coach, or we can't say that he's a bad coach at all. He was a former 49ers. He went to the Super Bowl and everything like that. He was great with the 49ers, and we don't know how he is as a head coach, but the Jets, I feel like I'm not gonna put them down. I hate the Jets, but I'm not gonna put them down. It's way too early. There's a lot of time left. They still got a lot of money in cap room. They still got a lot of cap space money. So that's why I'm saying I'm not putting them down because they can still get some good players. They're just not rushing it. So and then you got the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are they're still the Bills. They're still the Bills, and they're picking up some pieces to fill up their spots, and they're looking good. Who else? And also the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are doing great too, man. The Miami Dolphins. Let me tell you something about the Dolphins. Those sleazy fishes, man. Okay. The one wide receiver that I wanted Bill Belichick and the Patriots to go after was Will Fuller.
Yep.
That didn't happen. That did not happen. So what happened? Miami went out. Brian Flores go out, and he signed him. They signed him. I'm so
Flores
mad.
Flores would have been a really nice complimentary player to Aguilar.
And now I'm thinking about it. And now that I'm thinking like the Miami Dolphins had the number 3 overall pick in this upcoming draft. Are they going to draft that wide receiver from Alabama? If they draft that wide receiver from Alabama and have him come back and team up with Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, I'm throwing the pen. I'm throwing the pen, Jay. What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Hey, here's the deal.
It's insane.
First of all,
Miami's going to turn it around. Miami's going to turn it around big.
The biggest thing that New England did was re-sign Andrews. Because if you would have lost Andrews to free agency, that would have been the biggest piece to that O-line that you would have the biggest chemistry piece to that O-line with Cam Newton that you would have lost. Because there would have had all kinds of questions that who would have stepped into his shoes.
You're breaking up, Jay. Jay, you're breaking up. Jay, you're breaking up.
All breaking up. But no, I think Andrews was your biggest loss.
Jay, you're breaking up.
Raekwon McMillan, though, is a journeyman player. I don't think he's going to make your squad. If he does make your squad, it'll be on the bench, only because you have enough linebackers right now, high-quality linebackers, that he won't be able to crack that rotation. And as a linebacker, I just see him probably landing with somebody else, along with, like you said, a few other players. So I think your team is set. I think the only position that you're not set at would be quarterback. I think quarterback you still need work on, but I think you're going to address that in free agency.
Yeah, I think either free agency or the draft. I can honestly tell you.
I
did hear out that.
I said free agency, but no, I meant the draft. I apologize. I meant the draft. I think he'll trade up probably where Detroit is. I think he'll probably trade up to where Detroit is and possibly either have a chance at either a Zach Wilson or possibly a Mac Jones. I think one of those two guys might be there for you to nab. And if you can get a Mac Jones, somebody who I think can be a pro-ready quarterback relatively quickly with a little bit of tutelage, and who's better to teach him than Bill Belichick, I think that could be your next big stud quarterback they can hump.
You're breaking up.
I was just saying. Yeah, I know. I think that Mac Jones is going to be that quarterback. If you can draft him, that will give you the quarterback of your future. I think he's going to be the quarterback for the future of New England.
Alrighty, I got some more breaking news. Like I said, I got Twitter now, Jay. So I'm getting breaking news left and right with this free agency, man, with Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. Former running back for the Denver Broncos, Phillip Lindsey, has signed a deal with the Houston Texans. He's going to Texans on a 1-year deal worth $3.25 million with a $500,000 in his upside. Also, former Eagles defensive lineman Malik Jackson is signing a deal with the Cleveland Browns. That's a good one. I like that pick. I like that.
So you said Malik Jackson?
Malik Jackson, former Eagles defensive lineman, is signing with the Browns. Yep.
Wow.
And Phillip Lindsey, former running back for the Broncos, is signing a 1-year deal with the Houston Texans.
Why? We already have 2 running backs. Why do we need Lindsey too?
Don't yell at me. I am the fake insider.
Man.
I'm the fake insider.
I'm just saying that's the dumbest move they ever made.
But yeah, like we were talking about. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, free agency is underway. All right. A lot of things are happening now in free agency. Jay's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Not very much is happening in the Dallas side because they wasted all their money on broken ankle Dak, which was worth it. Okay, you still got weapons. So it was worth it. So, but the Patriots, we're back. All right. I feel that with the weapons and the protection that Cam Newton has, I feel like we're gonna be great. David Andrews, man, I'm super, super excited. When I seen that when my phone went off that David Andrews had re-signed with the Patriots, I got excited. It was a 4-year deal. I'm super excited. He's one of the greatest Patriot centers that I have watched playing. He is a former 2-time Super Bowl champion. David Andrews is a great, great, great center. He did mention that he was going to try out free agency and go and try it elsewhere, but he decided to come back and stick with the Patriots because he knows the Patriot way, and nothing better than having a great center, which was also confusing on bringing back Ted Karras, former Miami Dolphin. He was actually a Patriot before going to the Dolphins, and he was David Andrews' backup. So it's really weird to see what we're going to do with him. But like I said, the Patriots got a great offensive line now. We have a great way to protect Cam Newton and a great way at at working out our run game and everything like that. I couldn't be more happier. And we also brought back Dietrich Wise Jr. He had an outstanding year last year.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's doing great things. He's doing great things.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I think you got the right team. I think hopefully Cam will have a better year this year than he did last. If he can do that, then you'll definitely do great things. But even if you take a stumble, if you can just draft that really good prospect and just let Cam be his tutor or whatever, either way, you're going to come out ahead in the end. I think at the end of the day, you're going to come out ahead in all of that.
I expect Cam to do great things this year, all right? Because Bill Belichick's getting all these weapons and all this protection to make sure that Cam does great this year. And he took us to 7-9 last year with a team that we don't even have weapons last year. So we now have weapons. If Cam Newton cannot change us around and bring us to where we need to be with the weapons that we got now, Bill Belichick, he might as well go ahead and trade Cam Newton before the trade deadline, or he might as well just let him go and stick with a young quarterback, either a rookie that we're going to get in the draft or Jarrett Stidham, the other.
Yeah, in another, I think there's more pressure, quite honestly. I think there's more pressure on Bill Belichick than there is Cam. Because if Bill Belichick spent all this money bringing all these people in, and then he re-signs Cam and overpays Cam when he could have had Alex Smith or Andy Dalton or any other, proven quarterback that's out there via free agency. I hope this doesn't come back to bite him. I really want everything to work out for Cam Newton and Bill Belichick, but I tell you, man, if it doesn't, Bill Belichick's probably gonna have a lot to answer for to Robert Kraft.
I feel like he'll be great. I feel like he'll be good. I think Cam Newton's gonna do good things. Let's just hope that his arm it turns around and be better. Phillip Lindsey 1-year deal, 3.25. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. $3.25 million deal. It includes a $1 million guarantee. So,
dang,
there goes that.
That's a lot for a
ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think I would have brought him in personally. I think between Mark Ingram and David Johnson, but okay, I guess we'll see what they do with that. They really need wide receivers. They need to be out there trying to get a damn wide receiver for Deshaun Watson to throw to if he survives 12 lawsuits.
They also got another quarterback today. I'm pretty sure they got a quarterback traded from them. Cincinnati, I think, gave him a quarterback.
Who was that guy that we're talking about bringing?
It's showing up that they're. It shows me that they're probably going to move on from Deshaun Watson with everything that's going on. I'm not going to discuss it because that's for another time. For those of you who don't know, Deshaun Watson is going through some cases right now. I'm not going to discuss that. That's for another time. If you guys want to hear me talk about Deshaun Watson and his sexual scandal and everything like that, tune in tomorrow to Unscripted. We'll talk about that tomorrow on Unscripted.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I don't know what the Texans are going to do, man. They don't have enough wide receivers. They're bringing in a bunch of running backs. I don't like the direction that team is going. Now, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I have family that live in Houston. My dad's a Houston Texans fan. My sister, they're all Houston Texans fan. And I tell them all the time, I was like, I don't know what you guys are doing with that team or what they're doing, because I think the direction they're going in isn't necessarily the right direction. But I guess Kyle Lanier's got I guess he has something up his sleeve with old Cully over there, but yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. All righty, guys. We're to the end of our show. We went over our mark, but we don't care because we do what we want to do on Top 5 Sports Show. Like I said, well, we moved away from talking about Top 5 everything. Actually, we didn't even get to talk about we were going to talk about Top 5. We were supposed to discuss Top 5 free agents, actually.
Yeah.
That's one topic I forgot. But
we can
move on from that.
We'll move on from that. We'll talk about Top 5 free agents. Actually, next Friday, we can look back and see all of the free agents, because free agency really should be solidified by then, and we can give our revamped Top 5 free agents at that point. So another show, another day.
Yeah. Right, I agree. Guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to a special episode of Top 5 Sports Show. It was a great one tonight. where we gave you guys the updated brackets on March Madness. Hopefully, none of you guys are upset. Hopefully, some of you guys are better than how Jay's feeling. For those of you who are watching, you can see Jay keeps taking his eyes off the screen and looking at the TV because it's not looking good for him.
How is North Texas
hopefully, you guys are doing
Purdue?
better than Jay.
No, North Texas is beating Purdue 29-24. This is some bull. I can't. No, this is some bullshit. I'm gonna say it. This is some bullshit.
And North Carolina's losing bad also.
Jeez,
North Carolina's losing bad also.
Give up, man. How is all these number 13s and number
Wisconsin.
15 schools just destroying all these 2, 3s, and 4 schools? I mean, it blows my mind. Oh, well, I guess what they call it March Madness. Hey, anything can happen in March Madness if you want it bad enough.
There's a reason why it's called March Madness. You hear that madness part. It makes people mad.
Oh, yeah, I definitely see that for sure. That is definitely true.
Guys, don't forget Frankie C Sports T-shirts are now on sale. Message me on Facebook if you guys want to purchase your Frankie C Sports T-shirt. They're not that expensive. It's really cheap. But message me so we can talk and discuss shirt sizes, shirt colors, and stuff like that. Also, I got big breaking news. I wanted to save it for the end of the show. So on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays is at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and Saturdays at noon Eastern time. I like to watch a show called Unscripted.
Frankie,
I'm sorry, what was that, Jay? What was that, Jay?
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah. No, the show times are 8 o'clock. All 3 days are 8
all right, it got moved to 8. Okay.
Yeah. Because now we're on Roku.
8 o'clock Eastern time. Okay. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Saturdays at noon. I watch a show called Unscripted with Jay McLovin, Logan Landers, Big Shaw, and Melanie. They're a great show. And I'm a really, really big fan of theirs. This month they're doing a jersey giveaway where you have to comment, share, and like their stream. The person who does it the most, they get a chance to win a jersey of their choosing, any team, any player, any number, anything. It's a stitched on, real authentic jersey. You get it in the month of April. So whoever does it by the end of March has the most. You win a jersey in the beginning of April. Jay and all of them, if you guys watch Unscripted, they discuss it. But I got big news. Jay, Logan, and Melanie and Shaw, they had asked me to become a part of their team, and I have accepted. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have now joined the Unscripted team. I am part of Unscripted. I couldn't be more proud and more excited. I'm not trying to, to take over other people's stuff. I'm just trying to grow and do stuff that I love, and that's sports. And I'm thankful for the cast and crew of Unscripted. It just shows that they see so much in me. And Jay, I want to thank you. Sometimes you guys give me so much, status on players and sports that I've never watched or seen, and you guys give me more, more visuals and more histories on my sports and stuff like that. And I couldn't thank you guys much. This is a great opportunity for me. I'm glad to be part of the Unscripted team. So go ahead and like us on. Now I'm glad that I can say us. Go ahead and like us on Facebook and YouTube. You can catch us on Thursdays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time and Saturdays at noon Eastern time. And my first show with Unscripted is going to be tomorrow at noontime. So Jay, thank you guys for allowing me to become part of your team on Unscripted.
Hey, real quick, it's Saturday is 8 o'clock too. All 3 shows are 8 o'clock. All of them.
8 p.m. I apologize.
Yeah. I apologize. Yeah, we're at 8 o'clock all 3 days. Like Frankie said, we're doing Roku now and a few other things, and so the time slot they gave us was 8 o'clock. So yeah, 8 o'clock is going to be our show, and I can't tell you, I love Frankie to death. He's a very, very knowledgeable guy, and he's a great addition to our show. And we're a bunch of guys that just like to hang out and talk to each other about sports, and hopefully we'll give you guys some good coverage. And Frankie, man, I'm excited to have you on, brother. And I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I can't wait. We're gonna do great things, and we're gonna talk a lot of sports. I just hope that Melanie and Logan are ready to have me, you, and Big Shaw in the same room. Because I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a crazy one.
It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good time. Just remember you check your heart at the door because listen, we go at it sometimes. Shaw definitely goes at it sometimes. So
yes,
but it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. We get good conversations.
So guys, do not forget to tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time with us from Unscripted now. That's with Jay McLovin, Logan Landers, Big Shaw from Big Shaw Sports, and you also got Melody, and now you have me, Frankie C from Frankie C Sports. We're all on Unscripted now. Thank you guys. Also, do not forget, guys, next week, Wednesday, I'm coming back. I'm bringing back Boston Talk. I haven't been around lately. I've been doing really busy the last couple of weeks, but next week I'm bringing back Boston Talk Wednesday at 6 p.m. Next week we're doing two top 5 sports show. Also, don't forget tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I will also be on my show Frankie C Sports, where I'll be doing sports news with Frankie Cruz, where I'll be giving you all your latest rundowns on the NFL free agency, your updated brackets for your March Madness, and also the games that will be going down. Jay, is there any final words that you want to say before we head out?
Other than I truly appreciate hanging out with you guys and talking sports with everybody, and we'll see you in the next go around.
Alrighty. Guys, I want to thank you guys for watching Top 5 Sports Show with myself and Jay McLovin. I hope everybody stays safe. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, we are out. Thank you guys.
Thank you for watching Top 5 Sports Show with Frankie C and Jay McLovin.